The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Kaufman Outdoors and The Porch in Wildwood.
Well, good morning and happy Wellness Wednesday. Welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. Thrilled to have you with us. We are inside our Kaufman studios. If you've been to Kaufman Outdoors, thank you. If you haven't, boy, you're missing out. We'll tell you a little bit more about them coming up. And the Porch in Wildwood, that is a very dangerous place for me. Let me just say, very soon, this entire studio is going to be completely redecorated by her amazing eye, Jan Kaufman Interiors, inside of the Porch in Wildwood. Thank you so much for being a really big part of our show. So today, we're saying good morning to everybody, and we hope you're having a great one, but it is a little hard after the shocking news yesterday of losing what I believe was the most incredible woman in all of music, not just country music, but truly an icon, a philanthropist, just a kind soul, and that's what this show is all about. We are going to walk back and remember the life of the incredible Queen, Dolly Parton, and how St. Louis is going to remember this evening. We've got a little news you can use, and then we're going to get into our Wellness Wednesday. We're going to visit with Michelle Harman. She's going to join us for our entire show as she will give her own testimony about how her body has changed. The 2 times she's already been in to Exist Stretch, and we get a chance to meet another one of the stretch therapists, Tim, who you've heard me talk about. I've been stretched by him. Have you? Have you had Trisha? Had you had Claire? Maybe you had Justin. I hope you've been to our friends at Exist Stretch in Arnold or on Hampton in the St. Louis Hills area. We're going to visit with Tim, and then Michelle's going to show us what's been going on at her home this past week as she gets ready to continue the wellness outside of the stretch table at her own home as we talk about how your life changes when you bring in a hot tub, you bring in maybe a cold plunge, a sauna, or maybe even a swim spa, as we thank Spas and More and Exist Stretch for what they're doing with our show and have been for the last several months. So let's get to the weather first. I was just getting ready for fall. In my brain, I've already transitioned somehow, but this forecast shows us that we are absolutely still in summer. 91 for a high today and mostly sunny skies. We may have an afternoon storm or two. Tomorrow we have sunshine again with a high of 86. Friday 85 looks really pretty. Actually, this weekend looks great. So start to plan those outside activities. 88 on Saturday, Sunday, 93, and we get up to 95 by the time we get to Monday. I don't see any kind of rain, and even when it does come in, it is a very slight chance as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Highs in the low to mid 90s, and then finally back to 89 as we get to Friday. But fall doesn't officially begin for the next few weeks. So stay in this stretch of warm weather. If you're going to see the Cardinals, they're in action at Busch Stadium. We'll talk about their game yesterday, or maybe we want to forget their game yesterday. We'll talk about that though in sports. And it looks like St. Louis City SC is also in action. It is a Sunday game that we'll be discussing. So we are going to focus a lot at the beginning of the show, and then Zach has put together, our director, Zach Kimball, has put together something really beautiful for you as we will remember the Queen of country music at the very end of our show as well. So you don't want to miss that at the end. If you do have to rush off, maybe get the kids to school, please come back and watch that. If you have not heard, beloved country music legend Dolly Parton has passed. I thought of her this morning as I was saying my prayers, just thinking, holy cow, heaven has had the most amazing, beautiful soul enter into the gates as she is singing I Will Always Love You. Now, here's the interesting thing. I posted on this, and a lot of people in the beginning were seeing the message that came across from her nephew on her verified page, but so many people were still questioning. And the reason why is our hearts hurt so bad to say there's no way that she's gone from us. Obviously, it was true, and shortly thereafter, a lot of the news stations started reporting it as well. And then later into the afternoon, they announced the cause of death, saying that she had battled with cancer near the end. Now, do you remember we actually aired a video from Dolly a handful of months ago where her sister had come out and said, please pray for my sister, and that it seemed grave at that time. She came back in that video message saying, I'm fine, in her beautiful twang. I'm fine. It's just like you go in and you take your car. I just need a little checkup, and saying that she was okay at the time. We're looking back through amazing pictures of her, from a singing sensation to her incredible acting. I would like for you, as you watch this show today, drop in your favorite movie. I love 9 to 5. And to me, there's nothing that can touch that. Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, though, is also a great one. We see of all the people that were able to star alongside her, and I'm just thinking, when you know that you're going to be performing with Dolly Parton, I just don't even know how you can even stand on that stage. That woman is larger than life, even though she was so tiny. And I had the blessing. I went back and reached out to my dear friend Todd Michaels, who's been on the show before, who is in Vegas, longtime country music host. And I said, Todd, what was the year that we were blessed, and I use the word blessed, to see this incredible human on stage? It was October 31st. It was Halloween of 2004 when she was in St. Louis at the Concert Club. It's what it used to be called, at the Savas Center in St. Louis. The Hello, I'm Dolly tour. Her first major tour at that time in a decade. And she came in several times to St. Louis. In fact, she was just in town back in 2024 because besides us talking about how incredible of a singer that she was, we mentioned she was a philanthropist. Then she also was bringing in books. And the really cool thing about this, the Imagination Library, where books were delivered on a regular basis to children. And so this was the Imagination Library back in 2024 when she was in Missouri. I love this picture of Burt Reynolds and her. And then we look at Sly Stallone. I mean, again, she has stood among some of the greatest, but she was the greatest. So did you get a chance to see her back at that tour? Or maybe, I didn't know this, in 2002, she performed at the pageant in Blueberry Hill, and or at Blueberry Hill, I should say. So Joe Edwards was remembering her life as well, and just every single person. So I asked yesterday on our Facebook page to remember a great song, a great performance that she did, or just how she touched your heart. And, Zach and I were talking about this, about if you have that type of money, I always hope that actors and actresses and singers would do great with it. Well, that woman did, and she literally wanted to give all of her heart and soul to help in any way. Do you remember during COVID-19? She actually was trying to help and pushed a lot of money behind the Moderna vaccine at the time, trying to figure out what did we need. She did that. She helped with after the fires. And again, I thought it was interesting, her nephew, when he announced where this video, by the way, she asked him a long time ago to do this if and when she would ever pass. He's like, it all seems so surreal now that I'm delivering that. But her wish was that she be buried on extra cotton, since she wore rhinestones that were so heavy for so long. Something on those lines, which was super, super cute. St. Louis, by the way, you will get a chance to remember Dolly. This is going to be, it says tomorrow, but only because I took a snapshot of this from our friends over at KMOV from last night. It is going to be at 6:30 this evening, a tribute on Manchester in the Grove area, the Grove Triangle, 6:30 p.m. tonight. So I know a lot of you are going to want to get together and be a part of that. There are a lot of people also on her Hollywood Walk of Fame star that were laying tons of flowers and remembrances. And I love, because we know her for country, but I just mentioned the way she affected music in general. I love the fact that she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Do you all remember that? Her performing in that gorgeous black outfit. So that woman was one that made us laugh, made us cry, made us remember the importance of kindness, and made us remember to level our lives up. And now we say, look how short our lives can be. I truly believed that woman would live just forever, right? We just don't want to see an earth without her. Also, beyond the areas that we're talking about, the Empire State Building, they are turning pink in honor of Dolly Parton. Pretty cool to see. And you may see flags at half staff because our president has ordered that. That's when you know you've made an impact on this world. Dolly, we know that you said, I will always love you. But Dolly, so will we. We have a beautiful tribute, like I said, at the very end. I can't wait to see what Zach has put together. But, you might be crying this morning. I remember when Whitney Houston died. It had a really big impact on my life. And now I think of every little girl and every little boy that wanted to be like Dolly. I know are probably shedding a lot of tears. I reached out to our dear friend Ruby Lee immediately and said, are you doing okay? And she sent back a heartbroken. She had a really beautiful tribute as well, by the way, if you want to follow Ruby's page. So we wanted to pass that along to you. But at the same time, we have a couple other things things that I want to mention. Illinois schools, because the kids are back in school, they're preparing for mandated, this is interesting for all of you parents, mandated student mental health screenings. So we're talking about 24/7 crisis line, phone, text, and chat, students, parents, and staff having access to this, connecting to a live counselor, and making support easily accessible. And we're talking about Illinois schools, but we'll probably see that at other school districts as well. You know, we think about people that have passed on that made a profound impact on our world, and one of those is our friend Brian McKenna. I was saying I truly believe, I know he frequented this bar many times, but I think this may have been one of the last before he unfortunately was taken from us. A fire at a South City bar is under investigation right now. This is at Stan's Bar, and there are a lot of people in that area of Hampton and Macklin that are probably waking up and seeing this morning because it happened overnight. It's in that Southampton neighborhood. St. Louis Fire Department officials said that the fire started in the back of the establishment. No word right now if anybody was hurt. They do have that, as you can see, boarded up, and as we do get more information, we'll of course pass that along to you. I know one Foodie Friday I have to have back on tap soon, and that is with Kevin Nashin, James Beard winner. He's opening something tomorrow that you may have heard us talk about a handful of weeks ago. The Clydesdale is opening up at Ballpark Village. This is an upscale bar, and it's going to have amazing food, as you can imagine. The happy hour runs Monday through Friday, 11 to 6:30. The bar open, folks, until 2 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. Since COVID, we've seen a lot of changes in the time that establishments stay open. My husband and I are actually always looking for one that's later. So, Kevin, I can guarantee you we'll be frequenting this for you. 2 a.m. again, Thursday through Saturday. Upscale American Tavern with James Beard award-winning chef Kevin Nashin behind it. It's going to be amazing. Okay, in just a bit, I'm going to bring Michelle in. We're going to talk a little bit more about Dolly and a little bit more about this. If you're going shopping, I'll be interested to see what she says about this. Can you imagine when you go in for the holidays, which are right around the corner, and you're looking for that prime parking spot? Are you willing to pay for it? Shopping malls are charging across the country, roping off spaces closest to the main entrances and food courts to make a few extra bucks. This is ridiculous. So I'm going to table that one until she comes in. Let's get into sports. How to get basketball tickets for Mizzou versus SLU this year. You can officially do this on Friday. And sometimes these are hard to get or get the good ones. Ticketmaster's where you're going to go. The game will be played at the Enterprise Center Friday, November 6th. Mizzou and SLU. And I told you I kind of want to forget this game. The Cardinals, look at this score. They lost to the Baltimore Orioles 13-1. Is that a baseball game score? That's just crazy. They are in action tonight at Busch Stadium. It's the Baltimore Orioles where we get to lick our wounds and try all over again. 6:45. All right, everybody, you can remember Dolly Parton and you can drop in pictures of your dogs. That would make me happy today because today is National Dog Day. We call that UGC, User Generated Content. I'd love to see your pictures today. It's National Women's Equality Day, National Web Mistress Day, National Cherry Popsicle Day, and National Got Checked Day. That means you did the test that you need to do to make sure that you are well on this Wellness Wednesday. So a lot to pack in our first 15 minutes of the show. At the end, again, stay for a tribute. That's how we will trail out to remember the queen of country music, Dolly Parton. All right, we're going to take a break. Wellness Wednesday, Michelle Harman and Tim Wallach, who is one of the stretch therapists at Exist Stretch, coming in with us to talk a little bit more about our news you can use and then get into overall wellness. So don't go anywhere. Hi, I'm Monica Adams, host of The Real Monica Adams Show. And you know, one thing we love, everyone that comes into our studio always talks about how incredible it smells. Well, that scent has always come from candles. I wanted to look into something even healthier for us. Aura House is what I found. They are a non-toxic, waterless, cold air diffuser with the scents from the most amazing luxury hotels and resorts that you've been to. And you bring them back from vacation. It's in your home, it's in your studio, it's in your office. For me, I have people that come into our studio that immediately say how incredible it smells.
It smells so good, but not overpowering. What is that? Delicious.
It's called Dubai. One after another after another. At my house, it's Coast, so it feels like I am coming back from Cabo. I've always loved the scent of a particular luxury resort in Cabo, and hey, now I have it at my house. The other thing I love, it's great for the pets. I have 3 dogs, but you can never tell that when you walk into my home. It smells like you're on vacation, and it's safe for the dogs as well. It is Sephora clean. It is paraben free. There are so many levels of Aura House that are making our lives so much better. You're going to love Aura House, and trust me when I tell you, everywhere you are in your home or in your office, no matter where you are, how far away you go from that diffuser, it smells amazing.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Welcome back. Thanks again for tuning into the Real Monica Adams Show. If you're just tuning in, I would love for you to be as interactive as you want today. Dropping in comments about Dolly Parton. If you're upset, hey, say it. We'll all be there for you. Drop a comment in about, as Rose just said, I'm coming to your business. I am not paying to park. I know, it's crazy. I thought I would actually bring our guest in and talk a little bit about some of the news you can use before we get into our Wellness Wednesday. So let me introduce them. Michelle Harman, one of my dearest friends. You've seen her on the show many times. She was actually just on a Wet Your Whistle with me. And I will say in the first 3.5 years of our show, the F-bomb's never been dropped until you. If you missed it, you got to go back and watch Wet Your Whistle. Yep, that was fun. Tim Wallach, which hopefully some of you are already commenting, saying, I was stretched by Tim. I love it. Good. Get in there. Tim is one of the FST certified stretch therapists with Exist Stretch, also a licensed massage therapist. I've been stretched by Tim as well, and we're going to talk about all the differences and how your body changes. He's very passionate about the mobility aspect and the fitness aspect. So Tim, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thrilled to have you along with us. Before we get into our wellness talk, were you a Dolly fan? I mean, I'm wondering if anybody wasn't on the face of this earth.
Well, yeah, went to Dollywood 2 times.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, how cool. How was that?
Great theme park.
Right?
It's clean. It's nice. The rides are fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Just an incredible heart, right? Were you ever blessed to see her in concert?
No.
No? You weren't either, right?
No.
It was amazing. I mean, we were in the front row. My friend really spoiled me back in 2004 at the Sava Center at the time, and I just still go, gosh, I wish we had a picture from that. We were looking. If we ever find one, I'll drop it into it, but she's so tiny and her legs are so skinny. She was just such a beautiful, beautiful soul, just lit up that stage. Okay, so remembering, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, gosh. Probably 9 to 5.
There are so many.
So many good movies.
Right? Somebody said The Coat of Many Colors. That was incredible. Also, Steel Magnolias.
Yeah, she was
so
fantastic
I think
in that.
Between the two of those, she performed in Farmington many years ago. Sad I wasn't able to go. One of her band members was from Farmington. I didn't know that. How cool is that? A lot of people doing her for karaoke. I saw Dolly and Kenny Rogers. Oh, how cool is that? Many years ago. Islands in the Stream, right? It was such a great performance. Keep them coming in. We actually will enjoy seeing those after the show, but yeah, hard to think that she's no longer with us. Okay, the other question. Are you a father?
Stepfather, yeah.
Stepfather. Okay. Well, how old?
13 and 18.
Okay, so the kids are going to be asking you to go to the mall and shop probably.
Always.
Can you imagine paying for a parking spot at the mall?
No.
What the heck is going on with our world? Everybody's trying to make a buck wherever they can.
No, that's ridiculous.
Would it make you stop? This is the question, and all of you. Would it make you stop going to shopping malls because of this?
I haven't been in a shopping mall in forever.
Well, a lot of them became desolate, and a lot of them are closing down. I actually saw a resurgence, though, of like West County Mall here in our St. Louis, Missouri area. But it's not that they're paying for parking at every parking spot, but it's like the premium ones. But
Right.
you get it in the fitness aspect. We tell them to park Don't park so close. Park farther away and then come walking in.
It's part of the warm up.
I park further away just so I don't get dinged.
Exactly. But then, of course, you have your car and you're like, no one else is going to be parked next to me. And then you come out and go, why?
Everybody's around my car. Why? Why are they migrating towards my car? I'm a mile away.
Exactly. It happens everywhere. All right, folks. So again, those are two of the bigger stories. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm just going to say good morning to all of you. Thanks for tuning in. Wellness Wednesday is one of my favorites because when we think about wellness, Tim, were you also a personal trainer? Mm-hmm. Yes. So in the personal training world, we think the body. Mm-hmm. And then when we really start grasping the aspect of the mind, we think of people from a nutrition standpoint, wanting to drop weight, why the weight is on them. It all goes into the mind, it goes into the heart, it goes into the soul, obviously the body. You are very, very passionate about the mobility aspect with fitness. Why?
I think you get like one body, right? And you have one chance to take care of it. And as we get older, now that I'm in my late 40s, I'm 48 today. Mm-hmm.
Oh, today, wait, breaking news. Happy birthday. He got up early for us on his birthday.
Yeah.
Do you have to stretch people today?
Yeah.
So you don't get the day off. Okay.
No, that's
How
okay.
will you celebrate
I enjoy it.
stretching himself?
He was stretching
I know.
himself.
I stretch
I can
as
see him
often
through
as
the door.
possible.
How often a day do you stretch?
Like, I lose count.
Oh, really?
I'm always moving because it makes my body feel better.
Right.
As I've gotten older, I used to power lift competitively.
I know. We've got some pictures of you.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And the thing that kind of stopped me 6 years ago is I hurt my hip,
Uh-huh.
and it kind of scared me. And then because I want to walk and have a healthy body, and it just kind of really it was a turning point for me. I was like, I gotta stop pushing such heavy weight and not caring about my ego and take care of me so that I can do the things that I want to enjoy the rest of my life.
You know, if you've probably followed over the last several months where we have had Trisha in, and then we had Claire in just recently, but you've heard me say, Tim, you've heard me say, Justin, they've got an incredible team. So when you set up your stretch appointment, let them all stretch you because there's going to be differences that you're bringing to the table. When you stretched me, I could absolutely say, oh, he's got a massage background. I can see that in him. Yeah. And there at the very end, near the end of my stretch, I was like, please don't stop. Please don't stop. What he's doing right there. Everybody's watched this video saying, that alone makes me want to get on his table because they're like, did that feel good? It does. And so, Tim, do you get asked by newbies, is this going to hurt?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, people are a little apprehensive about getting their first stretch. I was, because I heard some stories that people got hurt, when the industry was new, because people probably didn't have good training, and I don't want to get hurt. So
right.
After I had my first one, though, I think it was in school with people that were new, too, so I was even more nervous, but they were trained really well, and there was eyes all over the room on everybody that was doing it. Like, Anne was across the building, and I was performing a stretch incorrectly once, and she caught it, and I was like, whoa. I couldn't believe that she was so alert of everything going on.
That level is what you want. Well, so and we've talked about it in the past, but maybe some people are new to this. Explain to them what FST, Certified Stretch Therapist, is.
So it's fascial stretch therapy. Mm-hmm. So fascia is like the tissue that is encapsulating your muscles. Mm-hmm. So it connects, it's white tissue, so it connects to tendons, which connect to bones. And we're trying to settle the nervous system down so that tension in the muscle tissue releases, because if you don't address the fascia, then you've got adhesions, you've got less blood flow. Your body won't trust movement if it hurts.
Right.
So we're trying to teach the body that it can move and it doesn't hurt. And after that new software gets downloaded in the brain, then you get up and you're like, wow, I can't believe how much better I'm feeling and moving. It's because your body's been taught it's okay to do these things again.
Again, if you're just tuning in, this is Tim Wallach. He is one of the stretch therapists with Exist Stretch. Again, 2 locations. There are many people, Tim, that are like, can they come out to St. Charles County? Can they come into Illinois? And I'm like, I know. You want them everywhere. It's worth the trip, though, for wherever you're coming from. There's the locations, one in Arnold, inside of Exist Fitness, by the way. The other is in the St. Louis Hills area on Hampton. As I mentioned, Michelle Harman and Tim are both guests today. You've been into the one in Arnold.
Yes.
And you've been stretched by both Tim and Trisha.
Correct.
Can you see the differences that they bring to the table?
Yes.
How?
Tim is very calm. He's very quiet. and he's breathing with you.
That's it. I wanted
the
you to say it.
entire time. And he really like got into like the deeper. I don't know how else to describe it. Just like a deeper, more calm stretch. Whereas Trisha, she was kind of, shaking my leg a bit, trying to loosey-goosey, trying to shake it, and then doing the stretch. So, and then she was kind of, pulling more, like I have hip issues. She was pulling more on the hip a little bit to release the tension in my back. So I think there was more tugging and pulling with her, whereas he was more like easing me into it.
Yeah, and
So,
you'll see that. But
both
think of-
fantastic.
For anybody that's ever gone to have a massage, let's just use that as an example. You'll have some people that do much more Swedish massage. You have people that do more deep tissue. Again, some people might do from a mobility standpoint. They do Thai massages, everything. So they bring different aspects to the table. I'm glad you said it, though, because it's the number one thing that I said is, he's breathing with me, or he's trying to get me to breathe the way he's breathing. What are you
That
doing?
could have been it too, yeah.
I want to get somebody out of the fight or flight part of their brain, because a lot of people come in and they're nervous and they're afraid somebody's going to hurt them. They've never experienced anything like this before. And I'm trying to calm them down so that they're in the parasympathetic part of their brain, where their body is just relaxing and trusting movement and breathing and focusing on healing instead of like, I'm nervous, I'm scared. So sometimes when people are really amped up, and I can tell by their like body language and how they're breathing and how fast they're talking, I just start on the neck and shoulders and try to just calm down their nervous system first, and then I do the rest of the stretch.
It is interesting. You mentioned, Michelle, that he's more quiet. Trisha's very talkative.
Yes.
It's the same way, though, with massage therapists. Some people are like, I want to go in and get a massage, and I do not want to talk. Others are, let's have this conversation back and forth. You are probably, without us knowing, I think about it from a life coaching standpoint. If someone is very type A, very outgoing, blah, 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 you don't say anything, probably because you're trying to get us to calm down.
Listen.
Is that
I
right?
just listen and I breathe, and when, I'm not going to like stop a conversation if it's something they need to talk about, but I prefer when people just kind of get in their body and out of their head, breathe really slowly, and take all the cues and just kind of like slow their brain down.
I love as a man that you are joining us today, because I want more people to talk to the guys in their life. And if you're getting ready to buy a certificate maybe for the holidays, and you're thinking, I want to get something special, and think out of the box, because you have people that you swear have everything. If they never have had an opportunity to be stretched, this is something to be thinking about. And through Labor Day, by the way, there is a package that they're running, 5 for $230. You get your first stretch free, though, as Michelle was experiencing. So it's really 6 for $230. As we get closer to the holiday, I'm sure they'll probably have other ones for you as well. But can you address the men? And I think originally you were trying to get Mike. Has Mike been in?
Still trying.
Oh. And her husband has a really bad back, by the way.
Stubborn.
Yeah, he's stubborn. Let's talk about the stubborn men that are like, I don't know, what is this stretch thing all about? Because I'm going to guess that more women come to the table than men do. Is that true?
Yeah.
Why do you
Generally.
think?
I think women are more comfortable with stretching and feeling like they're okay with it and good at it, because they take better care of that part of their body.
Yeah.
I didn't stretch a lot when I was powerlifting, to be
Right.
honest, and I'm lucky I didn't like really hurt myself.
Yeah, agreed.
Before I did, and I think being a massage therapist, when I was new to it, working with men made me a little uncomfortable at first, because the ego, the pride, all that stuff, you're trying to like break down kind of those barriers. At the end of the day, like, a body is a body,
Yeah.
and we can all accomplish the same things if we make it a practice of
Right.
taking care of ourselves. And I think men, as we get older, we just don't think about that
You let it
being,
go as you
we
get
just
older,
let
yes.
it go. And
Yes.
then we start sitting, and we sit too long, and then we're slowly just kind of withering away.
Well, I want to thank your team for taking some pictures and videos from who you were stretching yesterday. And let's thank the man, by the way, who allowed us to this. I watched these videos, though. This one, and there's another one. You have him in some incredible stretches. I'm going to guess this is not this guy's first time.
It is not. And he is very active. Like, he's a construction worker, and he's into martial arts. I think he does, I forgot what they call it with the the sheets that you hang from.
Silks? The
Yeah,
silks? Like
it's
Pink
something
does?
like that. I think he does it with his girlfriend.
Wow.
And so he's very flexible, and
Yes.
he trusts me. But I am very strong, so sometimes I have to hold back a little bit because I can almost flip people off the table, and that's why I make sure they feel safe and secure that I'm not going to do that. But yeah, that's what a lot of people say about my stretches. They're like, yeah, I really do feel that. And I try to go right up to where it feels like they can handle it, but it doesn't hurt. Like they just have to like, whoa, I didn't think I could move that much. And then they breathe, and then everything's fine.
It's hard though. There's a video that you provided for us where the man is on his stomach and he's holding onto the side of the table. I don't even understand this. His leg is all the way on the other side. Tim, this is crazy. I think I hear you at one point say something about like not, because it's hard not to want to just hang on because you feel like you're getting ready
Sure.
to be taken off
Yeah,
the
yeah.
table.
Yeah.
So Zach, if you have that, if you can put that one in for me, it is again, well, that's the other thing. We've talked about how people are strapped in. And that's the other thing that makes
It's
them
safe.
go, wait a minute, why am I strapped into the
Yeah.
table?
Yeah.
So explain why we are and what we need to do when we're in those positions to just let go.
I think after the first stretch, you kind of, your body kind of understands that it is safe, that you're not going to fall off the table. And since my body is right up against somebody else's, so there's a lot of body contact, I can tell what their body is doing without using my eyes. And the first time you feel like you're being twisted like that, you might feel like, wow, I think I might fall here. But with your other leg strapped down, that's not even possible. So.
So for you, Michelle, you've been in. Was it hard for your very first time to trust and know that you're not going to fly off the table?
I don't think so. Was I
You were good?
apprehensive?
No, you did good.
No, he strapped me down and started manipulating me, and
Yeah.
I didn't know my hamstrings could stretch as far as they did.
Yeah.
I still can't get my leg behind my head.
No.
Right. We'll get you there.
I don't know if I'll ever get to that point, but
Well, I do like the fact that as you are mentioning, you will get there. So
Yeah.
you can't go once and think you're going to be in those positions.
no,
You can't
no,
even
no.
go twice.
I need to go again.
Consistency.
Yes.
But why do you think your husband being stubborn?
I don't know.
Tim's laughing.
Because I got him into yoga briefly, and he was saying how much his golf game improved. So I said, well, why aren't you continuing that? And then he is sitting more than he was because of his work. And, I just don't have the time. It's just excuse after excuse. I think what I need to do is I need to take a picture of him with the ice pack down the back of his underwear, walking around the house.
Yeah.
And when he sees how sexy that is, he'll
I'm
be calling
sexy
you.
and I know it. Ooh, I'm
Right,
bringing sexy back. And you're like, no.
It is
no.
not attractive,
Right.
buddy. It's not good.
He's around the same age as you. So you just mentioned, though, a really powerful thing, Tim, which is we get to a certain age, we let go of the ego, and we understand we want longevity, mobility. Don't you love, as being a trainer, I mean, I've been a trainer since '99. We didn't talk about mobility back then. We didn't use it as a word. We probably did some of it, or as you mentioned, as a power lifter, you weren't. We weren't. I was lifting heavy, wasn't necessarily incorporating it. We're lucky that we are not like this walking around.
Broken.
So we're trying to get into all of your heads the importance of putting flexibility, putting fitness, putting meditation, all the things
Balance
to calm
it.
you. How have your workouts changed from being that power lifter that was like, I don't need to stretch, I don't need to do yoga, I don't need to do Pilates, that kind of thing, to the way you train now?
I focus on calisthenics and moving my body well without heavy loading it. Like I use some resistance like bands or weights, but that's not like the priority. The priority is that am I moving well? Do my knees feel good? Do my hips feel good? Do my shoulders feel good? Those are the things that matter to me. How is my balance? That's very important because you'll lose your balance if you don't practice stuff on
Right.
one leg, if you don't challenge your nervous system to relearn it.
And we're all in around the same age group. We're in the season of where we are and how our own workouts change, but then we also look at our parents. If you're blessed, maybe you still have grandparents left, but we look at them and we are hoping that their balance is good, that their mobility is good. I think of the seniors that I used to train, and it was, I need to teach you how to get up if you fall, when no one is there at the apartment with you,
Right.
if they want to still be an independent.
Yeah.
So what do you love most? Because you've been a trainer, you've been a massage therapist, now again into the professional stretching aspect. There's a lot that you've had in the wellness world. What do you love about each component?
It's hard to pick. I love all of it. I've been very passionate about like exercise and nutrition and mobility. I think mobility a little later than as I got older, I was like, this is really important because I'm losing mobility. So I need to gain it back.
Right. I love the point that you just said that though, because there's people that have asked before, if I didn't do it up to this point, am I too old? Is it too late?
No, never too late. It's just like exercise. It's never too late to start.
Just start.
Yeah, just starting. That's the hardest part, just starting.
I want to talk about how it's helped your hip, because I've watched you go through different injuries, some surgeries, and I want to see, again, even in the couple times you've been, what has happened after. Because Trisha's mentioned before, Tim, that some people feel it immediate. Some of them, it's later in that day, or it's even the next day, kind of like a good workout. You're like, I'm fine. Oh, 2 days later, whoa. How that carries through. So we'll talk about that. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's a Wellness Wednesday. At the beginning of the show, we talked a little bit about Dolly Parton. Yes, we will have a really beautiful tribute for her and for all of you that are really sad about this at the end of the show. Don't go anywhere. If you've been to Stretch, by the way, I'd love for you to share your experience, or if you have any questions, by the way, for Tim, drop those in as well. We'll be back. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. You know, we have a ton of people we want to thank for being a part of the show. In fact, we'll drop it into the crawl. I want you to see them, and I ask you to support those that support us. This is the growing list, and Michelle was with our show for about a year and a half. She and I were talking the other day. She's like, I just keep hearing you say more and more and more, and I'm like, yes, I love it. They're putting their positive brands with our positive brand. This is R.A. Ginner, by the way. These guys were working right here as we are doing a huge project at Adventure Unknown, and so it was nice to see one of our sponsors hard at work as they do the plumbing aspect. If you are in need of a plumber, please do us a favor and reach out to R.A. Ginner. They know what they're doing, I think. 100 plus years, I think they've got it figured out. Water might shut off to your fixtures and you got to get that back. Commercial fixture replacement and repairs. Maybe you got an old home and you're like, can they do something with that? Yes, working with remodeling contractors for the plumbing portion of the jobs. Think about that, contractors. Remodeling those older homes where plumbing can be very complicated. You need a little creative thinking. Specialty features or those faucets leaking and the disposal maybe not working. They can help you. R.A. Ginner, they're at 7244 Gravois Avenue, 314-752-9850. And we are so thrilled to have them as one of our latest sponsors. Well, welcome back to our Wellness Wednesday. One of our sponsors that have been on with us for a while now is Exist Stretch, and that's where Tim is from. Again, 2 locations. You are at the Arnold location only?
Yes.
What are the hours that you're there?
Mornings, like around 8 till about 4.
To about 4. Okay, so again, that one's inside of Exist Fitness, which is kind of cool. If you're looking for a gym that has this, it's all encompassing. There's a lot of wellness aspect that goes there. So Exist Fitness in Arnold, check them out on Vogel Road, or follow them on social media at Exist Stretch, and the website existstretch.com. So Tim Rose says, I love to ask people this, but you are obviously passionate and dedicated to working out, taking care of your body. What motivated you, and how old were you when you started doing all of that?
I was a very thin teenager in high school. I'm 130 pounds. That's what I started with.
Wow.
And so I didn't like how I felt being that thin, so I wanted to build muscle on my body.
And when did you get into powerlifting?
Well, I started bench press competitions in my probably like 19 or 20.
Wow.
So that's not really powerlifting. That's a separate.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a part of powerlifting,
Yeah.
but it's not powerlifting. I probably did my first one early 20s.
So for the people who throw shade at or diss CrossFit, they look at it and they're like, oh, all I can see in all of that is that they're breaking their bodies down. They're going to hurt that. What do you say about that?
I think if you're doing something and you like it, do it
Yeah.
for as long as you can until it doesn't work with your body anymore. Like powerlifting was a season of my body where I could take advantage of that, and I rode that wave until I knew that it wasn't good for me anymore.
And very smart of your brain to transition, saying, okay, your sister calls you a gym rat, right?
Yeah,
You
Tim
love-
is the gym.
Tim is the gym.
That's what she says.
But important to know, and I'm a big fan of this, that if you only do one thing and it is just this repetition, it is doing something to the body, and you have to train a different way. So I love the men that have incorporated, and let's bring this in. I remember the surprise party that I had for Jim 3 years ago. Was that the first time that Mike ever did yoga? Her husband, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. So I thought he had, because he so
He was
willingly
dying.
he so willingly put out his mat. So we had a surprise party for my husband in Alabama, and we all rented this really cool house, and it was known for wellness. Okay, they did it's like a ton of different wellness related modalities, and one of them was yoga that they did there. So I was like, oh, let's do that. And so I had them all, if they wanted to, and this was after everybody had drank. Which made me really shocked how many people decided to do it. And here they are all laying their mats out. And then we're like in the hallway of the house. And here's Mike. And then Mike's putting a mat down. And I'm like, oh, cool. So he and Michelle must do yoga. Then she later says, no, he had never done it before. But his comment after doing it just one time was?
That it was really hard.
But also that his back felt better.
It did. He was like shaking and sweating. He's like, I can't get over how much I was working so hard.
Yeah.
He was really shocked.
Well, as we know, the perceptors in the brain will fire so high when it's something new that you're being introduced to, and that's when sweat glands open up and you're like, why am I sweating so much? Because it's new. It's an unknown thing. I love, though, that you introduced yourself to something like that, because then you start realizing, oh, I need to do varied things for me, especially as Tim's talking about the importance of mobility. I mentioned in the break that you've had some injuries and some surgeries. I know your hip issue and your knee. When you've been in...
My foot, my shoulder.
Well, that's what happens, right? We know that as we get older. You've been in twice, and the two of you at the break just talked about you getting back in again. But in those moments that you had that, what did you feel afterwards?
I did feel a little lower back pain. But I really think it was just because I was firing things up that hadn't been fired up before.
And also maybe not completely relaxing?
Probably.
Working against? Yeah, Tim's working
Probably.
against.
Yeah.
But she actually asked me about that, and I said, well, let's think about, you are being moved in directions that you're not used to. Let's think about a really great workout. And you feel that afterwards. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is what I needed to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good burn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so when you go in and you feel something like that, their body is asking you to do it again. So as you've been doing this, how many years now?
For stretch?
Yes.
Just 1
Just
year.
a year, right?
Just 1 year.
So in that time, do you have some favorite testimonial stories of whether it's an athlete, whether it's someone who's older, whether it's someone who, maybe it's a man who trained a certain way? Anything that really stands out?
Yeah, a few different people. Like, I have a few clients that come in 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
And they're
a
very
week.
active, and they're around our age. And they just notice that their workouts are feeling better. Like, you can even tell by the way they walk and their posture
Yes.
that it improves. And every session, it's like builds on itself. So it's like working out. If you work out once a week, you get a little bit out of it. It's better than doing nothing for sure. But if you're doing it 2 or 3 times a week, you're going to see a lot more improvements.
Absolutely.
So.
That's where the change is happening. And so understand that. But holy cow, 3 times a week makes me absolutely know that I need to get back in. So look, you're not the only one, Michelle.
Right.
We get into a busy lifestyle. I've been only stretched by Tim once. I've been stretched by Trisha twice, maybe, but that's not enough. That's 3 times, period. And here I am hearing somebody that makes the time for themselves, which is very important.
I was traveling a lot.
Well, yep. But now you're back. I'm going to get on her. She's going to get on me.
Yeah.
So Linda says, yes, as we age, it's very important to continue stretching and moving. Maintaining that balance is so important also. People ask me all the time why I walk so much and play volleyball. She said, that's why. I will not grow old in a chair. Movement is key. Tonight is volleyball night. I look forward to it. I love that you shared that. And again,
that's fantastic.
You're right. It is. And so all ages that have been watching these shows, it doesn't matter what age you are. This really is something for everyone. What's the youngest person that you've stretched, Tim?
I have a client now that just turned 18.
18? Mm-hmm. And then what's the oldest?
Probably late 70s, early 80s.
So this is for everyone. And I like, again, I mentioned usually around the holiday, which is when you guys kind of first started, you had some packages that you ran. I'm sure that that's probably going to happen again, right?
Oh, of course.
So this is a perfect thing to be thinking about as we think about what can we do for the holidays. I think for Mike, because there are 2 tables in there, could someone, kind of like a couples massage, could they book to where they have Trisha and you
of course.
coming in together?
I think that's what I need to do.
Yes.
Yep.
Right?
To physically bring him there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that's what I
Like
did
a
with
child.
Jim.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
Hold
that's
his
what I
hand.
did with him. I want you to stretch this one. Trisha stretched Jim, as you're seeing here, and his comment right away.
looks
You heard
amazing.
him.
Now,
maybe you
here's
didn't.
the
I don't know.
thing,
You
Jim,
were
a lot
still
of people
probably
are gonna
very
look at
into
this and
paying
go, "Oh my
attention
gosh,
to
does
me,
it
and maybe
hurt?"
not because you probably
does
would
not.
walk out and
It
just
actually
are
feels
into
Yeah, I
it.
try to be present.
That's good. See, we
I
need to
can
learn
feel
from
it.
Tim.
My glute now
But
is very
Jim was
tight.
over being stretched.
And so
by
it's not
Trisha,
hurting, it's
going,
releasing
So when I came in there and said,
wow.
I really don't
this
have
is
any
good because he's
issues,
always
I'm
said
finding out
almost
now that actually
35,
I
40
do.
years of wearing the equipment they wear as an officer. He was in SWAT for 10 years, a lot of heavy. He's like, my hips have to be shot. I was impressed with how flexible he was, but
Well, we know his knees are shot.
his knee, well, he's had
Yeah.
knee surgery on one knee 3 times. But the thing that you were just seeing in that part of the video was, and we've mentioned it before, his one leg is a good 3/4 to an inch longer than the other one. And just think about how that throws your entire alignment out.
Yeah.
So if we're like that, but I think we see that in almost every one of us. There's one.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit,
It's
not that
muscle
drastic.
tension that causes that, though. I
Muscle
wish
tension?
more people would understand that and explain that because it's not that your bones are different; it's that your muscles are holding your skeletal system in an ideal position,
Right.
like out of natural alignment.
From just what we've done
Stress.
for living,
Yep.
stress,
Yep.
inflammation,
Yep,
the way
all
we've
the things.
trained. So because he right away said, I think she was just doing some magic there. That's not true. There's no way. Because he's like, don't you think she maybe held my leg like this? And I said, no, honey, I watch it in how you walk, but I did think it was bone. Now, if he were to come in regularly, that would go back depending on what you're doing. in your
How
body.
regularly you do it, and like I take the time after a stretch to talk to people about little things that they can change because I read bodies. That's something I learned as a massage therapist. I look at the body, I look at their posture, I look at how they're moving, how they're standing. All those things give me information of what can I do to help this person
Yeah.
feel better in their body.
Right.
So
And giving us homework,
I like
too.
that. Yeah.
You know, some tips
Keep
on
you
what you can
accountable.
do on
What
your
did
own.
he ask you to do when he was off the table?
I think...
Or when you were off the table?
Well, we were talking more about stretching
Hip flexors?
this...
Quads?
Yeah.
Or adductors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's,
do more of
again,
that.
everybody is different. And I think also the fascinating thing, you, at the end of my stretch, you were like, I think we started talking about this. I would be waking up regularly and I'm like, am I grinding my teeth? I am grinding my
pain.
teeth. I can feel it. So you were like, this is really tight, Monica. You've got to get this to calm down. And then we were working on the problems that I have from my car accident, all of that, and you relieve the pressure. But if you don't come back in, it all comes back again.
does.
Right? The stress that is mounted. Let's see. Oh, happy birthday, Tim. Linda just said. I love it. August birthdays are the best. I turned 68 on the 21st. Happy birthday, Linda. My husband has a birthday on Friday. Good morning. Bridget says, I definitely need to do this. Playing with my granddaughters has made me realize I need it.
Yeah.
Yep, you got to get down to their level. So, Bridget and everyone else, we're going to give you the information right now of how you get in and take advantage of this. I don't know how many times I can say this. It's free. The very first time is free. I mean, what do you have to lose? I think it is rare, though, that anybody comes in for just one when you feel how the body can change. So first stretch, unlock that body, the power of professional stretching that we're talking about with Tim. First stretch free, then take advantage of that before Labor Day, 5 for $230 for yourself, or maybe you purchase that for somebody else. So Tim is at the Arnold location, which once again is located on Vogel Road in Arnold, so you can go there. Or you can go to the one on Hampton in the St. Louis Hills area. ExistStretch.com. You do not buy the packages, by the way, online. That's just for you to find out more information. You would purchase the package in person or give them a call and say, I want to do this for myself or I want to do it for others. We're going to take a break. Tim, thank you, by the way, for all you're doing.
Thanks for
I
having
need
me.
to get back into both of you. Arnold's a little bit easier for me living south, so that's where I will see. But at some point, I'd like to be stretched by Claire and Justin because you all bring, as I mentioned, something
Different.
a little different to the table. So, which is a good thing because
Yeah.
there are some people who want that slower movement. They want that massage aspect, and then there's some that just want to get beaten up. Which
Right.
I do
It's
sometimes.
nice
go,
to get a little of both.
Yes, we need that. That's balance. That's the balance
It
of
is.
life.
It is.
So Michelle mentioned the importance, as Tim did, of homework and continuing it beyond, right? So take those things that they say. We've been mentioning how cool it is to pull together Exist Stretch and Spas and More, two of our incredible sponsors. And I think there's some really neat things we can do in the future with them. But this is where you're going to be able to continue the work that they do because she's getting very close to being able to sit inside of that hot tub. We're going to show you what it has taken over the last couple of days. I've enjoyed looking at the videos, but she gets to tell us what has happened from Monday through today, and then I think they're coming back here in the next couple of days to get it all finished. I said, if you're lucky, this weekend you'll be able to get in that.
I hope so.
Yes.
I hope so.
All right. Tim, again, from Exist Stretch. Get in there, make the appointment for yourself or others, or again, make it together as a couple. Your life will be changed. Trust me. ExistStretch.com. Check them out. All right. Stay tuned. Michelle and I will show you the transformation that's happening at her house with the hot tub when we return. But by the end of this, I want 100% raising your hands. I'm here to empower you because you all have intrinsic value. I don't care if someone has told you that you don't. Today, we are here to make you believe in yourself.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Bonacorsi, and I'm the president and founder of J Bloom. And I chose Monica Adams to be our keynote speaker because of the positivity that she illuminates whenever she speaks. She's an amazing influence and has so much impact on these women that they are going to leave changed.
It's a constant education. Never stop being the leader. If you are given the opportunity to be, and I hate the word boss, by the way, don't we like leader more? Have you all seen that image of a boss shouting behind their team and then the leader out in the trenches? And I know there's a lot of people that are thrown into your paths, and there are people who try to squash your dreams. It could be your partner, it could be your parents, your children, a boss that you've had, but you cannot, from this day forward, I'm going to ask you to not give them power any longer. So we think it, we write it, we hear it. Think right here. Make connections today. Then pave that way. You now have the awareness. So how do you pave that path?
Your message, like at the end, you be anything but before that, be kind.
Yep.
My husband's a pastor, and that every one of his sermons, that's always within it. That be kind.
Yep.
You have to be kind.
It is.
Oh, you're fine.
Look at this. So there's an employee out there who still thinks of you because you were kind to them. Never stop being that leader. By the way, I want to be remembered for this phrase when I'm no longer on this earth. The greatest rewards in life come from the most uncomfortable walk. God meant for me to talk to you. Oh, it's okay. You, honey, have a lot of value. And someone's told you that you don't. And I was meant to be in your life today. I've always said, I have chills. Do we all have chills? God, I say, if you can have me change one person's life, then I have done your job. I'm hoping it's all of you. But see, she's not okay for whatever reason. I don't know your story, but I'm going to tell you they're wrong. And all these women believe in you.
To hire Monica Adams for your next event, email info@therealmonicaadams.com.
Welcome back again on a Wellness Wednesday. So we started with stretch, exist stretch, and then we're going to transition into Spas and More. Angie, we love you. Angie Hess, the owner of Spas and More. Sorry you couldn't be with us today. We'll have her back on with us in September. But for the longest time, I kept telling my dear friend Michelle, get in there, talk with Angie. I'm pretty sure she has the size hot tub you need. No, we've looked, and I don't think anybody in town. Get in there. She finally went in, and I got a text from her, and she's like, oh, they have it. I was like, yes.
Yes.
If she didn't, I knew she could probably get it for you.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad. So finally, it was, what, a couple of months ago that you all went in? And
It was before you locked yours in. So whenever yours...
Yeah, how long
I
has that
think
been?
you came in like a week after me and
So-
ordered the same exact one. 'Cause
That's what was
she
weird.
Wants to be just like me.
Oh, Lord, no. I was like, did we seriously? Well, we don't have exactly. Our cabinets are different.
Mm-hmm.
Our cabinet, well, and our models are different.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the one that's very, very into the therapeutic side. I have the Twilight series. You have the, do you remember? I can't remember the name of your series.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember now either.
There's ours, by the way. So that's outside. So this is the difference. And we're showing this on purpose because some people are thinking, at my home, okay, they could just bring it in. Oh, okay, I think they only need this because it ends up standing on its side, and then they can take it through the gates. Otherwise, you're sitting there thinking, do I have to remove my gate? How are they going to get in? This was the day that they delivered ours and literally just filled it up and turned it on, which
Yeah,
is,
yours was easy
guys, what
compared
color
to
should I correct? However, one of the reasons we wanted to bring Michelle on to talk about this is it does not matter how big the project is, they'll make it happen. I didn't know if they were going to have to bring in a crane for yours. They
we had
didn't,
discussed
right?
it, but they did not.
Okay, so let's go through some of
was a
these.
challenge.
This is what's been going on at Michelle's house over the last few days. So
as you can see, it's inset. It's not sitting on top of the deck. It's cut in and lowered into it. So we really needed one that was going to fit that space,
Right.
and not cut more into the deck, because we have those stone pillars there that prevents you from going too far, and you still need the access panels. So ours was really tricky.
So when you moved into the home, that was there. Did it
Yes.
work when you first moved in?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it did.
Yeah,
and
we
then it
enjoyed
just
it
stopped
for a while, and then it just, things started going out on it, and there was just no repairing it anymore.
Well, how old is that one?
I assumed they put it in when they built the house, which was 2007.
2007. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you also, there's a couple things, because I've had some people reach out to me saying, oh my gosh, I have an eyesore on my property. We have one that we never did anything with, and it's just sitting there. And I'm like, well, why? Like, get it removed. Let the folks at Spas and More change this around. So let's give a shout out, by the way, to Brad and Devlin and
Dylan,
who I didn't get a chance to meet. These guys have been hard at work, and Michelle has been documenting what they've been doing. So I had already told Brad and Devlin, oh, you got a big project on your hands. And Brad was like, okay, yeah, we're ready for it. He knew. He was trying to tell Devlin what they were going to be up against. Devlin was like, what do you mean? And I said, well, you'll see. But this is good. He's newer with them. I said, this is good for you to understand. Again, it's such a feeling of accomplishment afterwards. So take us through what they've been doing.
So, well, the whole area is enclosed. So it's the lower portion of a deck. So there's a screened-in porch deck above it. And then it's surrounded by the railing. So really access is very difficult. So
this is my favorite when you try to push.
Where Devlin's trying to push, that's the stairs that goes
Down.
outside.
Yeah.
This is the view from inside. so you could kind of see what was going on. But
This is
and then they had to bring it down this ramp. Now, it was getting caught on the deck because the wheels were shorter, and so eventually, as it angles, it's bottoming out. So they did everything they could. They were really, really, really careful. They were putting cardboard down so as to not damage the deck surface. But they finally got it out. But thank goodness it was Monday, so the weather was a little bit cooperative.
Well, yeah, because on our
was
day it
cooler
started
in the
raining on
morning.
all of us. I was afraid you were gonna deal with rain.
We did,
You did a little bit.
yes,
Oh.
at the end.
Okay.
So getting it out, it was still dry.
Here we go.
And it kind of got away from them
Whoa,
a
whoa,
little
whoa,
bit.
whoa, whoa.
But you have to understand, you can't see the angle. Our backyard is very steep.
Yeah.
Very, very steep. So the fact that they were able to get it out of there without anybody getting hurt or doing
Damage.
too much damage, a little bit of sod came up, but props to them. They did an amazing job getting that thing out. They didn't damage any of the deck. They didn't damage any of the railings. Our post railings also have these light fixtures that come out a little bit. They were so careful about all of it. They really did a great job.
Again, we're talking about spas and more. They're located in Sunset Hills. So I'd love for you to go into the showroom like Michelle and I did. If you don't see something on the showroom floor, ask. Ask about different shelves. Ask about different cabinets. I believe there are now 4 of you, besides myself, that have purchased. Thank you, by the way. I'm
Awesome.
excited for those of you that have reached out that are saying, I can't wait for ours to come. SpasandMoreSTL.com. That's the website. But again, it's more important to get in there into the Sunset Hills location. Or when they go to these home shows, look at those as well. They got the big swim spas they bring out. They have the hot tubs. They have the cold plunges. They have the saunas. If you like the contrast therapy aspect, a lot of people like the dry component of the sauna. And then they have the cold plunge to get into.
And don't they have the red light?
That's inside of the sauna.
Yep,
And
they have the red
and
light
it
inside
also
there.
changes to different colors, so it's fitting the mood. Of course, I got in had blue. I like the fact that this next video shows the different sizes, and so there may be another one that might get sold because that one right there in the front. You see how small that is?
That is
Some
smaller.
people have a very small space,
Yeah.
and they're like, I just want one that has like 2 or 3. I don't want to have a big party in my hot tub. So I know a dear friend of ours that has a restaurant up the street from me, and his wife wants that one.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So, and then there is another person that is a part of our show whose wife wants one. And I'm like, okay, I've now connected you. Make it happen. Tell them, because again, you had a chance to enjoy in the beginning the one that was there. I can't wait for you to tell me, though, when you get into this, because I had a hot tub a long, long time ago at my old house. This is a world of difference.
Oh, yeah.
The hot tubs, the master spas, and they're, by the way, they're made in the United States. They are very, very different from maybe something that you had in the past. Because I did have somebody, Michelle, reach out to me saying, oh, I had a hot tub. It was a nightmare. I couldn't wait to get rid of it. And I go, oh, no. I don't know how long ago that was, but you need to come back to the table. Can you talk the Jeep one? What were they doing? They're trying to pull it up?
So they had to get the winch to get, again, it's a very, very steep hill, and they weren't going to manually push this thing up the hill. So they winched it. There it is in the woods. There's like a back road behind our house. So they had parked there, unloaded it from the trailer, pulled the Jeep up. The tree there in front of the Jeep is where they're tying the winch around and pulled it up. Now this is when it started raining.
Oh.
And I'm like, no.
But like really, really raining or just a little bit?
It was a steady rain.
Okay, that's how it was on the day of ours.
And unfortunately, that hill gets very, very slick.
Slick.
And I had not had the irrigation system running for quite a while, knowing that they were coming.
Yeah.
So that it would be as dry as possible for the move-in. I did not send you the one video of Brad, God love him, as he was pushing at this point. He lost his footing and kind of face planted.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He was slipping and sliding. I think he lost his hat at one point.
Did it keep coming back and forth with them? Or
No.
No, okay,
so
good.
so they pulled it up, but then they had to back it down a little bit because then they had to angle it to come straight up. So where I was standing, that's where they needed to bring it up. So they had to angle it so it could come up.
And so they finally get
ramp.
it. And then now,
Yep. So then they got it
that's
up
the thing I
ramp.
wanted you, okay, that I was like, what are you guys doing with that? That helps them lower it down into it.
So I have this whole video of them lowering it down on the air pillow.
Isn't that cool?
It was very, very cool.
They needed to use that to help them when they brought ours around into the space. Obviously, it's in now. And Jim and I were looking, and Jim's like, what are you doing with that? And they were like, oh, well, this helps us. That's like an extra helper there.
It's a nice guide.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come slamming down.
Look, there
and
it
then
is.
they release the air, and then they pull.
And down
they
into
put
it.
a block underneath, and then they pull the pillow out.
It is pretty remarkable, and I love documenting this. It's remarkable what they can do. I have seen some with our friend Cam Jansen, former St. Louis Blues player. He actually went on location with one that was being delivered, and it was with a crane.
Mm-hmm.
So there are spaces that you probably think, I would love to have a hot tub, but there's no way they can get it in here. Yes, they can. You will be really amazed. So they finally, as you said, use the air pillow, use the cardboard, shimmy it back and forth. It's now in place, ready to...
Like a glove.
Yeah, well, it had to be, right?
I was very, very impressed. They're on the side where Devlin's standing, there was 3 joist points that were put together underneath that decking. So they don't need the 3 joists that are pushed together. So they removed one of the joists in that boxed area. So there's still 2 there, and then there was 2 on the other side. So once they cut that out, it was perfect. It was the perfect size to get it in there. They still have to trim it out.
Okay.
Because there is some gappage. And then they have to do all the wiring and everything. So which we already have electric there.
Yes.
It's just a matter of getting everything wired properly, and then they will. So that's the empty space once they moved it out.
And now it's sitting in there.
Yes. So now it's sitting in there, and then they will come and give us an orientation and walk us through.
Your
how to
cabinet
get it going.
doesn't have a light on the outside, right?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that's the difference between the series. I think yours is that flush, darker walnut color. The Twilight series. So if you are interested,
You're talking about like a little.
If you've seen,
thing?
there's a light on the outside of the Twilight series that is really cool. When I put the dogs out in the morning, it's Monica Blue.
Oh, that's pretty.
I know, it's very, very cool. But
Nice.
do you have because you can add these extra features in, and they're not a lot more, but do you have the stereo inside of yours?
No.
Okay, but you can do that, by the way. They used to have TVs, which I thought was crazy. There is a music component that you can add to it. And then again, you find the one that works for you, size-wise. My brother and sister-in-law, when they lived in their house in O'Fallon a long, long time ago, same situation where they moved into a house where it was set down into it. But theirs was just a small little lip. So I was like, how are you going to get that thing out? I don't think you can at this point. I take that back. Again, yes, they can. They can do it. So don't let a hot tub just sit there and not be used and just for years and years and years on end, because you, in your mind, are just thinking, I want to get in that. Are you excited?
Very excited. Very, very excited.
So now you get to take what they do at Stretch and let that continue to help your body.
And it's not just the physical aspect of it. When we did have the hot tub working, our old one, it was our time to just focus on each other, not have our devices, not be distracted by the TV, not be distracted. It was just my time with my husband.
Right.
Just
and it's out
to
in a wooded
talk
area.
and catch up.
Which is cool.
Yes, we're surrounded by the woods there, and it's just very calming and relaxing. So it's that mental aspect, it's that connection with your loved ones, and then it's the physical relaxation as well.
Rose said, between the spa and stretching, life is good. That's right. Life is good. Now,
Life
none
is
of you have
good.
asked yet. You asked me when Jim was on with us live. I think it was Julie Fabian that asked, clothes or no clothes?
Close to start.
No. So Jim was like, if you're a guest of ours, close. If it's a Quentin's, none. That's what his comment was. You know what? And when you're out in the woods and there's nobody else around, it is a very freeing feeling.
Yep.
All right. So one more time, folks, if you haven't been in, and I love the fact that some of you have been watching this play out and saying, you know what? I just want to go in and ask. Tell her what your budget is. It could be a smaller unit. It could be a therapeutic unit. They've got a Michael Phelps series, which I understand is like a very deep tissue massage. I was like, I don't want that one. But the Twilight, the Twilight series was actually made by the gentleman whose daughter had a autoimmune disorder. And so that's why they made the therapy standpoint of it. I still can't remember what your series is called.
It's driving me nuts. I was just thinking as you were talking. I'm like, what was the name
so
of it?
it's Spas and More, STL.com, on social media at Spas and More, STL. Here locally, they're at 12957 Gravois Road in Sunset Hills, Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. They are closed on Sunday. They do a lot of home shows, so you can check those out as well. Julie's laughing. I believe it was you that asked the question, Julie, was it not? I think it was. So go to the home shows or go into their showroom, and it's fun to say, I want this color with this color, because you are kind of like customizing it for yourself. They have that walnuts. They have the kind of grayish color. There was like more of a midnight, a black color as well. And then make sure that you get those chemicals so that you keep it, and you're going to get your orientation, which is fun. Brad does a great job of walking you through. Make sure that you do that, though, because you want it to last for a long, long time. Spas and More, thank you for being a part of the show. And I cannot wait to get in yours and have you, because I would like to see the difference in the jets, because our jets are different. That's the cool thing. Ours are similar colors, but they are different series. So find the one that works for you. Folks, thank you again for being a part of it. So Michelle, what do you think we need to feel today? Probably healing, 100 days of healing. Otherwise, it's the 100 Days to Freedom books, from overeating, depression, anger, fear and anxiety, shame. I think healing, but I'm going to let you choose.
Healing would be good.
Healing?
Otherwise, I was leaning towards the yellow.
Yeah, of course, because she's in yellow.
I'm
That's
yellow,
what's weird.
She's yellow.
I have bits of yellow in me.
The picture of Dolly in the beginning was
Yes,
yellow.
Dolly, we love you. Again, if you have not heard, and maybe like I've talked about, people have been away from the news. Even if you don't watch news anymore, you most likely through your scroll saw it everywhere, and you were hoping that it was one of those that was a fake story, but unfortunately it's not. Beloved country music legend Dolly Parton passing away at the age of 80 from a bout of cancer right near the end. Zach Kimball, our director, has put together a beautiful feature that I have not seen yet. We're going to read 100 Days of Healing. We'll tell you what's coming up for the rest of the show, and then we'll let the show roll out with a tribute to Dolly. So don't go anywhere. Special thanks to all of our sponsors, and that list, by the way, keeps growing. Defiance Ridge Vineyards, Dot Fleshman Realty, Garden View Care Centers, Exist Stretch, Fenton Family Dentistry, Spas and More, JG Optimal Wellness, Childress Legal Nurse Consulting, The Porch in Wildwood, Kaufman Outdoors, Dr. James Clarkson, R.A. Ginner Plumbing, The E-Step Law Firm, Ara House, the Ara Scent Diffuser, and your name can be on this list. Just reach out to me at info@therealmonicaadams.com. Welcome back if you're just tuning in. We are at the end of the show, but you can now go back, watch this. We have a really cool piece on Dolly Parton coming up. We remembered her a lot. Don't forget tonight at 6:30, there's a remembrance of Dolly Parton that they will be having in the Grove. If you've not been to the Grove area, it's Manchester in the city. So there's the exact address, 2325 Manchester Avenue, the Grove Triangle. I know it says tomorrow, but again, this was from a piece that Channel 4 did last night. Remembering Dolly Parton. So for all of you that are really sad about this, get together and remember her life. I'll be interested to see more and more of you that commented on my post yesterday of a favorite movie, a favorite song of hers, just what you thought of her life. And for me, I want to level my life up one more level each time when we think, oh my gosh, another one. We lost another one. They say it comes in threes. And I told you the other day, Shelley Fabaret passed away. Now Dolly, and I hate to say that I have a feeling we're going to be told somebody else. So now up in heaven, she's singing, I Will Always Love You. Okay, Play is Healing, day 37 of 100 Days of Healing. They celebrate your abundant goodness and joyfully sing of your righteousness. Psalm 145, verse 7. Many adults, we've lost the ability to play, right? Sometimes we need that kid back in us. We're too serious. We're too anxious. It's harming our health and our communities. Instead of engaging in healthy activities like sports, we sit indoors, we stare at a computer or a TV screen for hours at a time. Tim literally just said we need our bodies to move. move. Of course, a well-balanced life can include watching movies and TV shows here and there, binge watching a little bit, not for hours on end. Maybe you do a little online gaming, keeping up with current events, interacting on social media. However, God made our bodies to revel in fresh air, laughter, movement. We're not getting any of those on a regular basis sometimes. Play is healing. Try to incorporate some form of it into each week. Dust off a board game, join a church softball league, sing a favorite song, maybe a Dolly one, or take dance lessons. Celebrate God's goodness by doing something fun, then see how your mood lifts along with your heart. Be a kid again. Today's prayer, God of the cosmos. Surely you were playing when you created the ostrich, the kangaroo, and the hyena. I know you want me to have childlike faith. Show me how to become more like a child again in all the best ways. And let me tell you right now, amen to that. Michelle will always tell you that if she would bump into people that would say, oh, I watched Monica on the news and I know Monica, and then they would start to say who Monica was, you would be like, you don't really know Monica. Because if they know Monica, they know I'm a big kid, right?
You are.
I'm a big kid at heart.
You're pretty
Okay,
goofy.
so you have been to Cabo with me. That's the good thing, though. You've been to Cabo with me, and there's a certain scent when you walk in the doors of Playa Grande first, and then it was Grand Solmar. I'm trying to get really, really close to that. The one that's coast, and I think it might be out. Yesterday, Bridget thought this was my water bottle. I'm going to turn it off
Until
for a
it
second.
starts smoking.
It is. It's almost done. Smell that. That reminds me closer to Solmar.
Yes.
Right?
Closer.
But there is a scent for you of luxury, of like the Ritz-Carlton, like the Four Seasons, the W Hotel, these incredible coastal resorts. There's the different scents. I want you to come over and smell Manifest. That is the one that I just opened, and I'm like, first of all, I love manifestation. Collins is also a favorite. Yeah. See, now it's on my hands. Now it smells like Cabo. Coast, Collins, Manifest. Dubai has a very vanilla scent to it. I'm going to tell you that everybody here, besides me, is in love with it. For me, it's a little too vanilla. So there are some people that get theirs and think, I want a different scent. Get the sampler. That was the coolest thing that they have right now. So here is the website, and then I'm going to drop in the link for you right now as well to make it really easy for you. You go to this, I think the best would be for you to get the starter kit single, and then be sure, I've seen a few of you that have already bought your purchases, put in Real Monica 10 so that you get your percentage off. We're thrilled to have them as a part of the show. They have a cream colored one, which we have here on set, and then there's a black one also that you can have. So I've got one at home and I have one here obviously at the office, but I always am interested as people walk in for them to find the one that they love, and then that's the one that we'll stick with. Oh, it's on my hands now. It elevates your space.
Do they have one called Clarity?
I don't know. There's so many on their website that you have to
That's
find.
the name of my spa.
Clarity? Oh, that's right. So Clarity, Twilight, the Michael Phelps series. I don't know if what they call that particular one. Might just be that. But Clarity, that's right.
Yep.
And yours is 9 foot, correct? Yes.
Yes.
And ours is 8.
Yep.
So find the one that works for you. All right. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
This was fun. And I forgot to say, there was a
I don't
compliment
get
for
up
you.
this early for anybody.
There was a compliment for you before I wrap up, because I'm always very big on...
For me?
Yes. I'm always very big on compliments and how it lights somebody's day up. Here it is, Rose. Michelle, you look so cute today. I'm busy looking for the old show with your potty mouth.
Wednesday. What's your whistle Wednesday?
Was it last Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Past Wednesday.
Okay, go back to What Your Whistle
Rose,
Wednesday.
you're sweet. Love you.
All right, everybody. We've got some exciting things coming up, and I'll start dropping those in for you very soon as we get ready for our 1,000 show. I had a huge 3-hour meeting last night. We are chipping away at being able to start to give you details. We also have some incredible merchandise that you've had a sneak peek on. It's very, very under wraps right now. That will be out for New Year's resolutions and for Christmas time period. So stay tuned for all of that. Coming up this Friday, Mama Jackie is joining. Yay. We're going to do her egg bake on a Foodie Friday that she used to make for a lot of my friends in high school, college, when they had a little too much to drink. And they wanted that the next morning.
Where are you going to be cooking with her?
At her house.
At her house?
Yes.
Great.
I'm going to spend the night, Thursday into Friday. And then we also are going to drop in Porch Talk with our friend Jan Kaufman. Coming up in 2 weeks, we're going to challenge her to decorate a mantle in 2 minutes.
Ooh.
She
love
said
it.
she's up for the challenge. But right now, it's how we transition our space to fall. And so that'll be part of Porch Talk on Friday. Tomorrow, it's you and me in life coaching, which I know you enjoy when I'm at the house. So tune in for that. All of you, thank you so much for being a part of the show. As I just mentioned, give a compliment to somebody. It really changes their day because that's the kindness that you show. The queen of kindness, Dolly Parton. God love you. We love you. I know that you will always love us. So please enjoy this, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Bye, y'all.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Kaufman Outdoors and The Porch in Wildwood.